King Kong movie. Huge toy collector and huge toy fan. So he was intimately involved in the creation of the product, intimately involved in all of the marketing of the film. And it just depends. Certain talent really loves to be part of it, and certain ones don't.
That's fascinating to me.
Yeah, Peter Jackson had houses dedicated to storing his collection.
You're not serious.
Absolutely. And some
well, you make a $200 billion like he did on the
you can buy a few houses in
the
New
Lord
Zealand.
of the Rings.
Exactly.
I guess you can. You can buy as many houses as you want. You can and you can probably make them look like little hobbit houses.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of toys does he have?
He collects. He is a toy collector, so he collects all kinds of a lot of things that are vintage toys and vintage movie props. So he was a big King Kong fan. That's why he remade the movie, and he had one of the original King Kong models that they used.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
The what were they, like 3 feet, 2 feet tall?
They weren't that big.
The horsehair.
Mm-hmm.
They're made out of horsehair.
Absolutely.
Now that's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That must be is that the funnest part of your job?
Oh, God.
What is the best part of your job?
Being part of creating something that people love. It's not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. We're not making the world better, but I love seeing the reaction of fans. Making
the world happier.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Talking here today with Amy Taylor Boyett. We're talking about all kinds of different stuff. She's going to tell a little story when we get back. We're going to talk about how The Rock and Vin Diesel actually got in a fist fight on a runway. Is that what happened? It was something like that. How they got in a fist fight and Vin pulled a knife or something like that. It's something similar to that. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. I am Bruce Dickey. That's Amy Taylor Boyett, and we'll be back right after this.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey at Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Now you're hot.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Exactly right. Welcome back to Big Talk. Well, you see, that'd be kind of forward of me to say that with your husband sitting right there.
Right there. Hi, hon.
Well, at least he's still sitting. Welcome back, folks. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest is Amy Taylor Boyett. We're talking about all kinds of different things. All right. Did Vin Diesel really stab Dwayne Johnson and want to kill him?
Absolutely not. But
all right, what happened? Tell me what happened.
In the Fast and Furious movies, Vin Diesel and The Rock's characters they battle each other out.
Okay.
So and it was Fast and Furious 5. They'd done all of these on-screen fights. And we were in Brazil for the premiere.
Yeah.
And we were doing the red carpet, and all the talent is going down the red carpet. And
so do you get to go on the red carpet too?
Absolutely.
Is that
so much fun?
Do people will photographers all take your picture?
No.
And then try to figure out who you are later?
They are very clear, the talent. Because when you're doing a red carpet, the talent, they go and they speak reporter to reporter. And at every stop, there's an entourage around them.
Yeah.
So that they know the questions that are going to be asked. The entourage will tell them what the next reporter's name is. So it's very clear the talent that's on the carpet versus the people like me that are working.
Yeah.
And all of us will have staff badges, and you help shuttle people down the red carpet. But on that particular red carpet, one of the reporters was asking The Rock whether, if it was a real fight, whether he would win or whether Vin Diesel would win. And The Rock basically threw down that he would always win.
Well, of course The Rock would win.
Of course he would win.
I mean, The Rock's
massive.
He's a giant.
He is a giant.
What is he, like 6'5"?
He's huge. I think he's probably taller than that.
Now, Vin Diesel's not actually that large, is he?
Not that tall. No. No, not that tall. It's the magic of Hollywood.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Are there any real tall stars in Hollywood other than Will Ferrell and
yes, some of
The Rock?
Ryan Reynolds is tall. Yeah, there's some of them are,
okay.
But a lot of them are definitely short.
Well, that's the thing. I love the Mission Impossible movies, and Tom Cruise doing all those crazy things. What is Tom Cruise this tall?
I think I might be taller than him. I'm 5'6".
Oh wow!
No,
yeah.
He's taller than me.
Oh, okay, but not very much.
much.
Oh, that's good. All right, so now you have graduated from the Hanna-Barbera, from Universal. You are now with a group called White Space Entertainment.
Correct.
And what is that?
So when I left Universal in 2015, my now business partner, she's a very good friend of mine. She was my boss at Universal, and we'd always joked about starting our own company. And so that's what we did. We left Universal, we started our own company, and the business is divided into two sections. We consult, basically Rent-A-Brain. We'll go in and talk to people about how to set up their merchandising divisions, how to set up their film promotion divisions. We'll talk to them about franchise management.
Yeah.
So that's one side of our business. And then the other side of our business is we have an agency. So we run merchandising and gaming efforts for people if they don't have an in-house.
I'm thinking a different. You run an agency.
We run a licensing agency. Licensing agency. Okay. So we will, if an organization doesn't have a division focused on merchandising or gaming, we do that for them.
I see. And what are you working on now? Is it anything that folks will know or would like to? Would you like to mention? The
biggest thing we're working on right now is something called Ugly Dolls. And if you don't know what Ugly Dolls are, they started the husband and wife team that created them in 2001. And it's the most charming origin story. They were two shy artists in art school, and they were flirting back and forth, and the wife is Korean and the husband is American, and she had to go back to South Korea. And when she flew back to South Korea, they started old school writing love letters to each other.
Really?
And on the bottom of one of the love letters, David Horvath, drew a little character. And Sun Min was so charmed by that she went to the fabric store, got some felt, and sewed a version of the character that he drew on the love letter.
Really?
And sent it back to him. And he was so excited that he took it into a store called Giant Robot, which is kind of a trend store in Los Angeles. And he said, basically, look, Sun Min likes me. And he knew the owner of the store, and the owner said, I'll take 50. And all of a sudden, she hand sewed another 50, and another 50, and another 50. And they created this brand called Ugly Dolls based on love letters that they wrote to each other. It's so charming. It's so charming.
That's cool.
Yeah. So a company called STX, they're the film company behind Bad Moms.
Yeah.
They're turning it into a film, a feature film, which releases on May 3rd of next year.
Oh, really?
And it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. The characters are fun.
I guess I'm. Is the film going to be about the relationship and the formation of the company, or is the film the dolls talking dolls or something?
It's a fully formed universe based on the dolls. So you have a lead character and 5 other characters that go on this journey about discovering who they are and are they really dolls, are they not. So it's a unique world. The whole world is made of fabric and felt. It's a beautiful, beautiful animated film.
No kidding.
Yeah. So we're right in the middle of working on that.
How long does it take for animation for them to put together a movie like this? I'm assuming
it's usually about a 2-year process.
Is it? Yeah, I was going to say. How many animators do you have involved? And they're all animating on computer now,
they're
right?
all animating on computers. So there's the process. You first storyboard it, and then you take those storyboards and you go into character modeling. So it's a 2-year process. And when you're doing the animation, there's one person that will do the model, and then there's another person that will move that model.
Right.
So there are lots and lots of people involved.
And are they building? I guess my question: are they doing CGI or anything?
CG.
So they'll have somebody in a suit with like the little.
No. It's not motion capture. It is
motion capture.
It's not motion capture. It's all in the computer. And so with each animated film, there are unique things you need to figure out. So for this particular film, since the characters were based on dolls that were kind of a felt fabric, there was a real interesting process of figuring out how to capture that fabric texture on screen. So they spent months and months and months figuring that out, and then once they figured that out, then they started working on animating those characters.
So what do the Horvaths, what do they do during the whole process?
They consult on the film because they're instrumental in advising what the characters would do, how their personalities are formed, how they interact with each other. So they consult on the film.
And who's writing and directing it?
The director is a gentleman named Kelly Asbury.
Okay.
He did the last Smurfs movie. He did Romeo and Juliet, and he's lovely. We also worked with him at Sony Pictures Animation. So when my business partner and I developed our company, we on the agency side we're working on Ugly Dolls, but we also worked with Sony Pictures Animation on the consulting side, and I worked with Kelly while he was working on the Smurf movie there. That's
just wild. All right, now you said you've been out there over 20 years, and started with Hanna-Barbera. The animation for Hanna-Barbera must seem like Stone Age compared to what you're doing now.
Yes, but they were visionaries at the time. So Hanna and Barbera, they figured out a way to do animation economically for the time. So they researched offshore animation. They did a lot of things in Asia. You know, they researched animation houses that were in markets where they could get it done quickly and economically, and that was visionary for the time. So even though now you look at it and it looks a little bit dated, they were the front runners in that.
Wow.
And when I first started working at Hanna-Barbera, they were both still alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
see, now don't say that because folks will figure out how old you are.
Well, a little bit of Hollywood magic.
That's just fascinating. Did you? Since I brought up Hanna-Barbera before we start talking about, I'm going to ask you about your house pretty soon. Did you ever meet Casey Kasem?
I did not.
See how I would have loved to have met Shaggy.
No. Yeah, I did not. Those were all the vintage shows that were already done.
Yeah.
They weren't producing new episodes, so I never met him. But I did meet Iwo Takamoto, who was one of the key animators on Scooby-Doo, and he helped develop all the characters. So, yeah.
So were they really? All right, well, then maybe you can answer the question. And maybe you know what the question is.
I know what the question is.
So with the poofs of smoke coming out,
fully.
That poor dog.
Yes.
Okay, that clears up a lot.
Yes.
That clears up a lot. I'll be doggone. That's just great. That's fascinating. Talking here with Amy Taylor Boyett. We're talking about all kinds of different things. When we come back, we're going to talk about a potential, we're hoping, fingers crossing, for a new business coming down to Fairfield, and it'll be a lot of fun. Hey, that's Amy. I'm Bruce. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV, and we'll be back right after these.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone services required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your #1 choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your #1 choice in healthcare.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching. Welcome back. Thanks very much for tuning in. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My guest today, Amy Taylor Boyett, and we're not kidding. Hollywood executive. She's a big deal. You've been to the Oscars. You've been to the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes. That looks like a lot of fun.
So much fun.
Really? Do you get to like hang out and? I mean, all the stars. Do they all get super drunk? Let's start dishing.
Yes, they do.
Who gets super drunk?
Oh, I can't say who. I can't name names, but basically the
You're not going to name names.
The event is held in a hotel.
You're not naming names, are you?
Names. No. I like my job. I like my job. Okay. But the event is held in a hotel, and then throughout the hotel, different studios take different areas and turn them into parties afterwards. So
really?
People just go party hop throughout the hotel.
Nice.
So the rooftop is one group, the pool area is another group. So
now, is that the Elton John party, or is that for the Oscars?
That's for the Oscars.
That's the Oscar. And you know, while it seems like, correct me if it seems like the Golden Globes is just a big old fun party.
It's a fun party.
The Oscars is a party, but that's not a fun party, is it?
It's more uptight. It's more uptight. People are a little stressed about that.
Do you ever go to those too?
No, I have not been to the Oscars. I've been to the Golden Globes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had
Yes.
or not. All right. Speaking of hotels. There is a great big old house down on Main Street in Fairfield that may have some renovations coming up.
Yeah,
what's going on? Tell me about this.
So we bought, the house is right on Main Street, as Bruce said, in Fairfield. It's a 3-story Queen Anne Victorian.
Huge thing.
Huge. I don't actually even know how many rooms it has. It has a lot. We bought it in 2004 or 2005. And when we first bought it, we opened an antique store in it. And my mom and dad ran an antique store in it for several years. And then we closed it in late 2000s. And it's just been a family home. And we've been looking at it and trying to figure out what to do with it. And we're going to turn it into an inn. We are turning it into.
See, now that is something that Fairfield is really desperate for. Yeah.
Yes. It is such a charming space. All the original woodwork is in it. It was never divided into it. At one point, people had apartments in it, but it was never cut up. The original structure is still there. All the original woodwork, all of the original moldings and door frames, and so it still has the charm of house.
How old is the house?
House was built in 1898.
How about that?
Yeah.
For who? Do you remember?
For the Crichtons.
Oh, okay.
So the person that built it was a judge. And we did some research when we first bought the house and pulled some really great articles from the Wayne County Press that showed that showed his building process, showed that he was putting in bathrooms, modern bathrooms.
So bathrooms inside, highfalutin.
Yes, exactly. So the house was originally built with 2 bathrooms. It talked about the kitchen being built, and it talked about a big cistern. So it's all original. And it's such a beautiful space, but because it's on Main Street, it really needs to be a business.
Yeah.
It needs to be a business. So we're here this week meeting with contractors and some folks that are going to work with us on it, and we're going to add more bathrooms. So instead of just the 2, we're going to add bathrooms per room. And the second floor will be all hotel rooms. And the third floor, we can probably add, it has 2 rooms right now, and we can probably add 2 more. So it'll be a 7 to 8 room hotel.
That's a huge, that's a huge house.
And we're going to run it with kind of the best of a bed and breakfast and the best of a hotel.
So you'll have food there.
So it'll be a bed. So in the morning you'll have a food service. So traditional kind of bed and breakfast food service. And done in the dining room that is part of the family home. We're going to keep the parlor and the foyer all as public space so people can enjoy it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
What's the time frame?
Ideally, I'd like to have it open by
last week.
Last week. Ideally, I'd like to have it open in late summer. It depends on how long construction will take. And when you rip open a wall of a 1898 home, you never know what you're going to find.
Well, see, now that's the interesting timing of the thing, because if you want it done in time for like before the Fall Fun Fest,
absolutely,
or because that's when you have reunions, all kinds of people, and the homecoming game has all kinds of people come back. Well, that's really fascinating, and that's going to be a ton of work.
It's going to be a ton of work. But the house is we've already done a ton of work on the house. We replaced the roof. We put in new electrical, new plumbing. So a lot of the structural bones of the house have already been done. Now it's kind of the fun stuff of knocking down walls and adding bathrooms and turning it into a space that more people can enjoy.
Well, that's pretty cool. What's next after Ugly Dolls? Do you have anything in mind, or can you talk about anything in mind?
We are working on, in addition to STX and Ugly Dolls, we represent Dr. Seuss for gaming. So we are working on a couple of game deals that I can't announce yet, but they're really interesting, big.
Okay, now you've talked about gaming a couple of times, and you're marketing games that people are playing on their phones, or games that folks are playing on their Sony PlayStation or whatever?
So gaming, when I say gaming, I mean console gaming, mobile gaming, online gaming. So if for Dr. Seuss, what we're working on a couple of kid-focused games. And we also, for Ugly Dolls, we're doing and for Dr. Seuss, they'll be mobile based.
Right.
And then for Ugly Dolls, we also have a console game. So it will be available on Xbox and all of the traditional platforms. So for each property, we look at what's going to be the most effective. A console boxed product that you can buy at retail, or something you can play on your mobile device, or something that does both. That's fascinating.
Yeah. See, to me, because, I mean, they're not just out there making movies anymore, are they? They're trying to entertain everybody in a variety of fashions.
When a studio is going to invest a lot of money in a property, most of the time they look at it as, how can I build a franchise? How can I create a movie or a TV show that has different offshoots of content? Most studios view gaming as an offshoot in content. Publishing is an offshoot in content, and you try to figure out how you can make all of those elements work together and feed into a central narrative. So that's what we're doing on Ugly Dolls. That's what we did on Minions. That's what Universal did on Jurassic World. So it's part of the long-term management of a property now.
You mentioned The Grinch earlier? Give me a good juicy Jim Carrey story. You didn't work on The Grinch that just came out.
I know. I worked on the Grinch movie that was done several
the Ron
years
Howard
ago.
Grinch movie.
The Ron Howard Grinch movie. Let's see. During that movie, we had an event in New York.
He seems, you see Jim Carrey, and you see, I've seen documentaries about him, and he really gets into his.
He really gets into his character.
Gets into character.
Yes, really gets into his characters, and because he was the Grinch,
yeah.
We had a big press event, and we were doing an event at the New York Armory, which is this big venue in New York. And because he was the Grinch character, we weren't sure whether he was going to be there until the last minute, because he was very much in character.
Yeah.
He was being that Grinchy self. And so luckily at the last minute he showed, but we had to have a plan A and a plan B. Plan A was if he showed and did the press event, we had a whole press pool. We had a stage where he and Ron Howard and other folks were going to be talking about the movie. That was plan A. Plan B was, well, if he wasn't going to be there, we had other talent that were going to be front and center. So it was just one of those things where you never knew until the last minute whether he was going to be there. And that's something that happens in Hollywood, unfortunately, more times than you'd like to see happen.
Well, that's the thing. You mentioned that some actors and talent are. I presume some are easier to work with than others. Who are some of the easiest to work with that you would love to have the opportunity to do again?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is absolutely lovely.
Is that right?
When we first started working with him, and he is one of the busiest guys in Hollywood.
Well, he's box office Viagra, so everybody's trying to get him.
Box office television, he works nonstop. But when he first started working, he was a wrestler turned actor.
Yeah.
So when he first started working, we would send things to him for approval, and instead of his manager calling you back, you'd get a message on your voicemail from, "Hi, it's Dwayne. This looks great." Just lovely to work with. He's lovely to work with.
Oh, that's cool.
And there are a lot of
people
that are lovely to work with.
Well,
and some that aren't. I'm not going to name those.
I know. I've tried already to get her name, the ones that she thinks are stinkers, but she's not going to do it.
Not doing it.
Well, I got to tell you, it sounds like it's really zooming along out there, and you're having a ball, aren't you?
Love it.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today. I really do appreciate it. And best of luck on do we have a name yet?
Probably the Victorian on Main.
The Victorian on Main. That's really cool. Yeah. Well, best of luck on that, and thanks again for coming in at any time.
Thank you.
Anytime you're
Thanks for
in
having
town. Folks, you're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We do appreciate you tuning in each and every day as I'm trying to remember who I've got coming up next week. I can't remember who I've got coming up. Have a great New Year and enjoy the nice weather that's hopefully holding up. Talk to y'all real soon.